Maybe we need to shift to the side.
We got it. Once we sit down, we're all there.
This is the American Reverend Zachariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now. Talent Talk Show, Harvest Radio. We're doing a YouTube upload, the expressions of Reverend Alexander Branch, a long-time Plainfield soldier, if you will. A long-time Plainfield, born in Plainfield, I think at Middleburg Hospital. He is embodied Plainfield, New Jersey. And who is the young man that I'm talking to?
Reverend Jason Greer, also born and raised in Greer.
Reverend who?
Greer, Jason Greer.
Jason Greer. Born and raised also, and bred also in Plainfield, New Jersey. Okay, let's just have a talk. Where we going?
Well, first of all, we're sitting here at City Hall after the walk to take back our city. I have to commend Mayor Sharon Robinson-Brigg for a nominable effort.
Yes.
I was out there. I actually seen, I had my misgivings, and naturally so. I think everyone was a little skeptical. But after being out there and actually seeing the response of the people in the community, we went down to Plainfield Avenue and 4th Street and the projects over there. Seeing the response and seeing how productive it was, I was very impressed, to say the least. I'm also legal liaison for the NAACP and also on the State Legal Redress Committee.
Okay.
And also founder and my co-counterpart here is Reverend Jason Greer, who is the newly appointed Executive Director of Project Change.
Wow, okay.
Project Change has changed the way the church is dealing in the community to get a positive impact. When I came up with the idea of Project Change, I came up with the idea because if you look back at the civil rights struggle over the years,
okay,
the preachers were at the forefront of the civil rights struggle.
yes.
It was the preachers who went back and got their congregation to band together and come on out and march.
Sure.
What has happened over the course of history is once we were able to successfully accomplish great feats that Martin Luther King did and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, it seems like the preachers went back to the pulpits and became what I like to call sleeping lions.
Okay. But let me ask you this, interject here. How bad was it that the preachers and that most people went back, and became what you affectionately refer to as sleeping lions? How bad was it?
Well, the problem is this, people tend to band together for a cause.
Sure.
People tend to be more reactive than being proactive.
Sure.
The preachers band together then, they were being proactive because they were fighting for civil rights. Sure. They were fighting for human rights. They were fighting for equal employment opportunities.
Sure.
And it was bad.
Sure.
Jim Crow was, let's make no mistake, Jim Crow was a bad era for our people. But what happens is now we are dealing with a new type of Jim Crow, a new type of segregation, a new enemy. But more importantly, we have to deal with the spirit that's behind these movements.
Sure.
Jim Crow, the devil is working in behind the scenes in all things. The devil was working in behind the scenes back in the 60s when they were dealing with the Jim Crow and the segregation and unequal opportunity.
But Reverend Branch, the reason why I brought that up was this right here. Is that, we hear this a lot, that the preachers and then a lot of people went to sleep after the Great Fire.
Yes.
But people, most folks, really, and I said this on Harvest Radio about 3 years ago, most folks really don't take account of the magnitude, the strength of that law, the Jim Crow law. I mean, you were fighting your whole nation to saying, I am somebody. Because that law means you nobody. You know, it stripped you of everything. So a lot of us, I can kind of see that after the great struggle, the great fight, it took so much out of some people that they were unable, or they didn't want to verbalize it anymore to their kids. So many people in our age group, a lot of their kids, a lot of people in our age group don't even know anything about it because their parents did not tell them anything about that law, and it was just it just took so much out of the people.
Right.
I mean, when your own nation, your own country, basically got a law stating that you ain't nothing to nobody. Stating that you nothing to nobody, then that would take some of the energy from you. So I understand. I'm just trying to give presence to the evolution of change. And with the evolution of change coming, we have to bring in terms. We have to have some understanding. Then we can heal. You understand? We can heal equally, because then we're going to play the, you did this and I did that. But let's look at it almost as, hey, you know what? This was a time that the great fight that we gave all our energy, all our soul, Lord help us and everything, and people just got tired. But now what you're saying, Reverend Branch, is that we have to be re-energized.
Exactly.
I think that we have
Introduce yourself,
I'm sorry, Reverend Jason Greer, Project Change. I believe that we became comfortable
Sure.
with the times of change, and being that as everything else in the African American race, when we become comfortable, there's something else brewing.
Sure.
Something now has brewed.
Sure.
Not just in the city of Plainfield with gang violence, not just with the drugs, not just with this, that, and the other thing that's painful, and it's we have to deal with this. We have to combat it. We have to deal with it the same way we have dealt with our issues in the 60s, with the civil rights,
Sure.
and capitalizing on positive gains. Yes, we do have a problem in our community, but what we're trying to do now, Project Change, is we want to reactivate, re-innovate, mobilize programs that will help our young people become interested in themselves as well as in their communities. We're not talking about the old same game, come down, play basketball, come down and play baseball. That's not.
We're talking about a life change.
Right.
We're talking about a life change.
We're not talking about sports. We're talking about dealing with the HIV, NIV. We're talking about introducing them to sociologies, physiology, pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
We want to introduce them to what they need to take in the middle school, high school, so that when they come to the college years, they'll be fresh with their trade, geometry. They will have the mechanics to help them get into good college. So that's what we're doing. We want to hold particular people accountable. We want to hold particular parties accountable for their actions, their reactions. We want the community to come and to realize that there is a place, there are people, there's an organization that they can come to and release the burdens, the pains, the struggles, and be assured through Project Change that we're going to have.
And can we say, and be in all truth too, that now we're looking, we want to cash in on our investment. We invested a good many dollars in our children over the years, and we want them, at worst, just to be somebody. We want them to be somebody. And if we invest all this money, and we want, like anything else, you want to cash it on your investment. So we want that also.
Checks and balances.
Checks and balances.
So we're now moving forward. We want to assist the community, we want to assist the mayor in their endeavors.
Sure.
We want to be part of the change-making process. We know that it's difficult, programs that has been taken from the community. We understand there's no money to give into the community.
Sure.
But we want to do what we have to do as a group of community to make whatever changes, to make happen whatever needs to happen, to pull young people off the